This is HRTV Rewind, taking a look back at the racing week.
Talking about the change to the Sunshine Million program here in 2012, straight Florida breds. And I'll tell you what, Caton, for a state-bred program, I don't think I've ever seen a program or a card that has as many stars as this one does for a state-bred program.
Well, and I think, interestingly enough, it's not just the emphasis on how the Florida breds fare and spotlighting them, but in general how we'll see Austin Feather come back if she can regain that glory we saw at 2, Musical Romance, if she can come off her championship season last year and do it again, and some other horses we've seen in the past like Pomeroy's Pistol, and the return of Mucho Macho Man. So this is going to be a great day.
We're real happy with the fields, having 3 Breeders' Cup champions running today, 17 stake winners in the race, so 17 graded stake winners. Just shows the quality of the Florida breds, and it promotes this program, breeders, owners, and this facility all at the same time.
It's tough to argue with perfection, and that's what Awesome Feather will be putting on the line here this afternoon at Gulfstream Park. Her trainer, Chad Brown, joining me. And Chad, how has she done since she came down from New York, where she spent the winter? How's she adjusted to the warmer weather down here?
So far, real well. She hasn't really missed a beat. We brought her down shortly after the Gazelle, and it's been training beautifully at Palm Meadows.
What are some of the challenges that you've had to deal with this filly since you've gotten her into your barn?
Well, initially, she had a pretty serious injury, and it took a lot of time and patience and therapy and whatnot, but after we got her back to the races, she's been maintenance-free, and she's just been a pleasure to train.
What about facing older mares for the first time this afternoon? Any concerns in stepping up into that?
Just the fact that I have to give them all weight. I'm never big on giving them all 6 pounds, but, I feel like I have the best horse. She's training super. Hopefully just get a clean trip.
And Awesome Feather kicks away just like that. She's opened up a 4-length lead. Delightful Mary is next. And then comes Sweet Repent on the outside. Past the 16th pole, it is Awesome Feather. Perfectly awesome. It's Me Mom has run away from them. And then it's Honey Child in second, followed by Indulgence. Musical Romance is taken fourth. Pomeroy's Pistol didn't fire today. It's Me Mom romps home.
You must have felt she was good, but did you feel she was that good?
Well, I know it today. Yeah, no, she ran really impressive today. She's matured an awful lot, this filly, from when we first started. I mean, she would run on the poly track, and then we brought her here last January, and she was 3rd or 4th, I believe. And this year, now that she's running on the dirt, it's like anything is fine.
It is still Royal Courier. Soaring Stocks on the outside, these two. Soaring Stocks, Royal Courier, Cajun Breeze, also coming late, but it's Soaring Stocks. Soaring Stocks won it.
I didn't want to fall too far back and put him to the clear on the back stretch and kind of keep him a little bit busy, more than I normally should have done if the track doesn't play as fast as it is today. But he hung in there for me, and he kept running.
Who-Why is closing in. It's Roma Kaka, Speakeasy Gal. Who-Why on the far outside, closing with a rush. And Who-Why and John Velasquez get up in time.
The owner who never lets his horse very far out of his sight. Congratulations, Mark. You said people were saying she's done, but you showed him.
No, we were going to send her to the breeding shed, but I said maybe one more year we'll have a little fun with her. And I just wish my partner G was here. This one was for her. She's with us watching down.
Do you have any questions at all about his ability and his speed to go the distance today?
Well, not really. He relaxes, and I think he the one time we ran him a 1.8 miles, he only got to be 2 lengths against a bunch of good horses in a grade 1, and I think today against the Florida breds, he should be able to handle it.
I got Team Little Mike. I've got Big Carlo, Little Nick, and the actual Little Mike here. We'll get to the boys in just a second, but Carlo, you come into this race off a win, second off the layoff, 3-2. Are you surprised you're the favorite in this race?
Well, I'm a little surprised, but the horse ran after the 10 months layoff, ran a tremendous race, and we decided, Dale and I, to stretch him out 1.8 miles. I think it's probably the class of the field, but we have to just everything to be perfect. For us just to accomplish a win here.
Nick is the great prophet. You might recognize him from the 09 Summit of Speed. He gave Little Nick as a winner. Are you guaranteeing a victory here this afternoon?
We're going to need a good race today, and if everything's good with the horse, the jockey, and the time, we'll win.
Well spoken. Little Mike, you going to get it done?
Yep.
It's Little Mike to catch, a furlong to run. Little Mike by a length and a half. Slew's Answer second. He's trying to close in. It's Little Mike and Slew's Answer coming to the wire. Little Mike ran huge in the turf.
Little Mike make me look so good, huh? All I gotta do is sit there and be like a statue, that's all. It's pretty cool when you got a horse like that comes around, and it's fun to do it for friends. I mean, Carlo's been a great friend of mine for a lot of years, and I can't see nothing better about the horse. I mean, come on, all he does is win.
He's doing really, really well, and he made a great comeback after his time off.
Have you seen big changes from 3 to 4?
Definitely. He's definitely more mature, and he's put on a lot of muscle. You'll see a big boy here today.
Now, we saw Rajiv Mirage on him earlier in the season. We've got Ramon Dominguez on him today. What type of instructions and what type of a trip are you trying to work out?
I'm going to let Ramon just, see what happens when he breaks, and I have a lot of confidence in him. He's a great rider, and we got a great horse, so.
And the Triple Crown Trail can be grueling, but a great experience for you overall. But is it a little bit more relaxing to come back now with a 4-year-old?
I'm not sure.
She'll know better after this race.
I'll let you know.
And it's Ramon Dominguez and Mucho Macho Man coming to the 8th pole clear from Turbo Compressor. Ron the Greek is closing on the outside. Mucho Macho Man to catch. Ron the Greek is taken second. Turbo Compressor third. Mucho Macho Man did it.
He's a horse. I mean, he's so big, and it's nice to see how much he has filled out from his previous year, because he has definitely grown as he was bound to.
When you turned for home and put so much distance between you and the field, did you realize how far in front you were?
No, I wasn't, and I took a peek back kind of late, and I realized that he was in front good ways, but I was just staying busy, looking forward to win the race, so I wasn't really paying attention to the margin.
Coming up on HRTV Rewind.
We've got a big day today, Holy Bull, also the Forward Gal, as we start to move these 3-year-olds towards bigger and better races down the line.
Home Sweet Aspen and Sugar in the Morning, nose and nose, Home Sweet Home, Sugar in the Morning, Home Sweet Aspen won it, Home Sweet Aspen.
You're watching HRTV Rewind.
We've got a big day today, Holy Bull, also the Forward Gal, as we start to move these 3-year-olds towards bigger and better races down the line.
It doesn't have to be the stakes race to be looking at a possible Triple Crown contender. These allowance races and supporting races are really good races as well. One thing that was interesting last night, the weather. They've been calling for rain really since we were packing our bags to come out here. We didn't get any rain yesterday, but last night it did rain for about an hour, just while we walked back and forth.
It
poured.
So we shift our focus now to the 3-year-old picture, male and female. A couple for the males included that allowance race in race number 7, guys.
He's done awfully well in the last 3 months. He has matured. He's filled out a little bit, put on some nice weight. He's trained exceptionally well up at Palm Meadows. Calvin Burrell's been aboard him all his works, and he's done nothing wrong. So this is a good place to start today. It's a little tougher than you think for an allowance race.
Take Charge Indy and El Padrino, and they're well clear of their competition. Take Charge Indy on the rail. El Padrino runs by him now. El Padrino is in front, and El Padrino will win. Take Charge Indy's going to be second. Argentine Tango.
Impressive win by El Padrino, rating off the pace. Do you expect such a big performance?
We did, yeah. He's a nice colt. We've thought a lot of him from day one, and he's still figuring it out. He's a pretty talented horse that's putting it all together, and hopefully, continuing to improve.
Going to your sophomore filly later on today, Broadway Alibi. It looks like the race has so many fillies that want to do the same thing. How do you separate your filly from the rest of the field?
I think we just have to let her do her thing, and we'll let her run to her strength. I would imagine she'd be close to the pace, and just kind of leave it in Johnny's hands.
And it looks like the same sort of thing in the Holy Bull with algorithms. What do you do with him on the outside?
Well, we have the benefit of the best post, in my opinion, and we can kind of see how things unfold and see what Consortium and Hanson are doing. And I don't think we'll be too far off of it, but we can kind of let the race unfold.
And Broadway's Alibi turns it on. Opening up from her competition, she's 8 in front. Broadway's Alibi pulling away. She's 10 lengths in front. She's 12 in front. Broadway's Alibi streaking home in the Forward Gal.
Well, Johnny, that looked pretty darn easy. How easy was it for you?
Very nice. Last time when I rode it, I was trying to take a hold of it, and she started getting out with me. So today, just going to leave her alone. Whatever she wants to do, she wants to rock and roll, just let her do it. And then, but she still had that little bit higher when she comes down here and the 8 ball to the 16 ball to start drifting out. But it was much better than last time.
They're into the stretch, and Algorithms moves up alongside of Hansen. Algorithms moves by Hansen. Algorithms is pulling away from Hansen. And Maya Donis has rallied up late on the outside. It is Algorithms and Javier Castellano winning the Holy Bull.
Well, he's feeling good, first of all. And today, I mean, unbelievable. It was sharp today. A really nice horse. He broke it so good out of the gate. I don't want to take it away anything. I just want to let him flow in my spot.
What about when Hansen was so far in front of you traveling down the backside? What was going through your mind?
Well, I took my time, the backside. You know, I don't want to get too close to the horse. I don't want to chase a little bit because I want to save something for the end. And a really nice horse. You can do whatever you want with him. Classy horse and show out today.
Into the final furlong, Boys at Toscanova by 4. Where Sterling is taken second, trying to close in. Boys at Toscanova, and Where's Sterling? Boys at Toscanova. Down to the 16th pole, and it's Groupie Doll on the rail with persuading second. Groupie Doll and Calvin Burrell win it.
All right, you got to tell us, Allowance, you're facing the boys today. What went into these thoughts?
Well, we never looked at this race, but this filly has been ready to run for a couple of weeks, and we were trying to get her in a filly and mare race for the last 2 weeks and just hadn't had anything feel, and even Allowance, the same conditions as this race was for fillies and mares, I think only produced about 3 horses in the field. Dan Bork, the racing secretary at Gulfstream, called me and said, I'm sure it's going to be tough, but, you know, he said, if you want to go in there and race her, then this is probably your best shot at running before just kind of giving her a prep before next month's Sabin. Well, I think that she's going to be close to the pace. I think Boys at Toscanova's proven that he likes to be up there, too. So, you know, we'll just have to see how that goes, and that's going to be the instructions for Calvin is he's going to have to see how the race unfolds.
It's Groupie Doll on the outside and Boys at Toscanova at the rail, and the two of them have been going at it since the beginning. It is Boys at Toscanova the colt, Groupie Doll the filly on the outside. They're still nose to nose. Groupie Doll, Boys at Toscanova putting on a show, and Boys at Toscanova prevails a half length over Groupie Doll.
At 15.2 hands tall, Serena's Song was not an imposing figure, yet her diminutive size never stopped her from towering over her competition. Conditioned by one of racing's greats, Serena's Song's rigorous 2-year-old campaign featured 10 trips to the starting gate, 4 wins, including 2 Grade 1s.
Serena's Song, the daughter of Rahi, has gone on to make it a huge day for Dwayne Lucas as she wins the Oakley from Call Now.
And a narrow loss in the year's biggest race for juvenile fillies.
Spellbinding stretch run, Flanders, Serena's Song. Flanders looks like she got her nostril on the wire first.
Owned by Bob and Beverly Lewis, Serena's Song took her game to the next level the following year during her Eclipse Award-winning campaign. She and jockey Corey Nakatani made a clean sweep of Santa Anita's prestigious 3-year-old filly events in the winter of 1995.
Serena's Song, though, Serena's Song is going on to win, and Serena's Song has gone on to win it. Serena's Song from Cat's Cradle and Urbane. Serena's Song hanging on, yes, the wire. Serena's Song unknown.
The Twin Spires then beckoned. She would have been odds-on to win the Kentucky Oaks, but Lucas was dreaming bigger. After all, he had won the Run for the Roses 7 years earlier with a filly.
Lucas and Stevens, it's a driving finish, winning colors by a head.
Hounded during the early running, Serena's Song became rubber-legged after a mile and finished 16th in the Derby. No worse for the wear, and now partnered with Gary Stevens, she returned 13 days later to wear the Black-Eyed Susan. Her travels continued on the eastern seaboard, where she stormed to victory in Grade 1s in New York and New Jersey, and became the first filly to win the Haskell.
Serena's Song, she's going to have just enough left, and Serena's Song wins the Haskell.
Returning as a 4-year-old, it was as if she never missed a beat.
Serena's Song has to call on all her class, and she's just got too much class. Serena's Song beats Exotic Wood. Serena's Song, another scintillating effort.
When retired in November of 1996, she was North America's all-time leading female money earner with a $3.2 million bankroll. Although successful, none of Serena's Song's progeny could claim their mother's success. But this Hall of Famer, after all, had set the bar quite high.
Homeward bound, and Willoughby Awesome sneaked away and goes on, leads by 2.5 lengths, chased now by Killer Graces. But it's Willoughby Awesome still clear with a 16 to go. Killer Graces making no impression. And Willoughby Awesome, smartly ridden by Martine Pedrosa, will take the Santa Isabel.
We didn't change anything. I mean, we knew that she wants to go long. I mean, I tried 7 furlongs last time, but I think she was too short because she kept coming in that race. You know, and now we just keep her fresh for this race.
She's run a lot of different racetracks, but does she like the dirt, maybe even a little bit better, the real dirt?
I believe this is her the track that she prefers more.
They come for home, ain't no other but Campari now sees that hole and takes off with 1/8 of a mile to go. And Campari strikes the front in full flight for the wire. My Summer Slew ain't no other and game ones, but Campari was too good. And Campari and Mike Smith have taken the sensational star, My Summer Slew, and then it's ain't no other right alongside of Red Defense. They are homeward bound, and Holiday Road now gets the lead with a 16th to go. Macho Dorado ran a game one today, but Holiday Road just too good. And Holiday Road and Rafael Bejarano draw clear to beat Macho Dorado. Spud Spivens third, and then 31st Street. Choke Cherry Mary is running on in the centre of the track. Secret Cove coming home gamely too. California Nectar's battling on gamely on the inside. Halo Dolly now under pressure. Here comes Choke Cherry Mary with a late run. Secret Cove on the outside. Choke Cherry Mary flying. Choke Cherry Mary to get up. Choke Cherry Mary in a thriller. Wide open. Home Sweet Amsterdam. Teddy's Promise can't get through at the rail. Sugar in the Morning in the red cap. She's Cheeky on the outside. Still wide open. Sugar in the Morning. Home Sweet Aspen on the inside. These two kick on with it. Home Sweet Aspen and Sugar in the Morning. Nose and nose. Home Sweet Home. Sugar in the Morning. Home Sweet Aspen won it.
You're going to have some tired arms and shoulders. You had to work pretty hard that final 8th.
A little bit, yes. You know, I got to, take the time. I'm just happy we won. I listened to John, like he said, just let him go on and let him relax, and she had it when 2400 she kicked, and she did.
Yesterday, you pick up a Grade 1 win with Home Sweet Aspen. Was that a surprise to you?
Well, the way I've been going, it was a surprise, but she's a nice filly, and we were really happy to see her win. Candy Ride has been so great for us, and what I'm hearing is that Twirling Candy's getting a tremendous reception there in Kentucky. Everybody that comes out and sees them is booking mares to them, so that's a hot line.
Unzip Me strikes the front. Coming home gamely as Teroda on the outside. Remetta's chasing gamely. Javine along the inside. Javine coming late at Unzip Me. Unzip Me, Javine, Teroda late. Unzip Me keeps them all at bay. Wins at a half a length.
I know he was not too much speed in the race, but when I saw the number 3, he broke really sharp from the gate, and the number 5 too. So I just decided to take him back a little bit and get inside and wait a little bit, save a little bit to the end. So that filly, she showed me a big kick in the stretch.
Coming up on HRTV Rewind.
It's gonna be Redding Collieri, the grey, to win the evening attire.
Here comes the champion, and she's raced up and gone to the lead around the home turn now. Black Caviar.
Presler's warming up, but he's still 5 off the lead as Musa hit the front.
You're watching HRTV Rewind.
Thank you so much for your time, Bob.
Can I just hang around here with you?
Sure, you can hang around all morning. We've got absolutely no problem with that.
Alrighty, thank you.
Bit more news today. Rachel Alexander. Bob's going to stick around for this.
Zoe, good stuff and great breaking news. I saw Baffert steal some West Rock coffee as he was walking away. Tell him to pay for that, all right?
We were looking forward to last week. Obviously, the weather shut us down. But Rick says he's doing as good as he was back, when we had him set up the right way back when we ran at Belmont last time. So I know he likes his track, so I'm expecting big things today.
Mike, tell us about what happened. He looked like he'd come back from Maidan and, of course, in Dubai, and he ran, I thought, a huge run, even though he was beaten that day. It looked like you were back on track, and then we had to stop on him again. What was the deal there?
Yeah, he was training great. He ran great in the Don. We took a shot. We sent him out to Dubai. Didn't like the synthetic there. That might have done something to his hind end because he came back, he ran great at Belmont, and then we couldn't get him right behind, and it took a long time to get him situated. And, you know, anytime when a horse has an issue up front, now you got an issue behind, you got to be super careful and give him a lot of time, and we did that.
3/4 in 1, 11 and 3, and they're in the stretch. I Want Revenge battling with Redding Collieri. Redding Collieri at the rail. I Want Revenge bearing out a bit there in the stretch. Redding Collieri has the lead over I Want Revenge. Then it's Heart Butte and Jiminator Thunderball at the back. It's going to be Redding Collieri, the gray, to win the evening attire.
Well, Terry, the Al Rashidiyah is on the turf at 1 1/8 miles. You've got a field of 9, including a horse that we chatted a little bit about when he took round 1 of the Al Maktoum Challenge, and that's Musir. Do you see this horse as any kind of a long shot special, or does it narrow down a bit more than that?
I think he's going to be very hard to beat, Joanne. He does have one thing in his favour, and that is race fitness. We know that he can handle both surfaces. As you just mentioned, he won the El Maktoum on the all-winner. He switches to the turf now, but he's shown that he's equally adept on turf. Most recently, when he won that feature race very handsomely in Turkey. And he does have the race fitness on his side. Musir is rock hard and fit to go. So he's probably going to be the testing material in the race. Presva's warming up, but he's still 5 off the lead as Musir hit the front. City Style, the chaser, past the 200 metres mark. Musir, 1.5 lengths to City Style, then Margaret. Presvas isn't doing enough, and Musir will be too good. Musir first, City Style second, Margaret third.
Well, there's a lot of international flavor that we're going to be having here on HRTV. Many of you have heard of an undefeated 16 for 16 race mare by the name of Black Caviar. She's 5 now, and she will actually be making a start in race 4C at Mooney Valley.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And that race is early on the East Coast. 4:15 a.m. We'll still be up at 1:15 in the morning out here, won't we?
Well, I won't. Speak for yourself.
Some of us will be. Neither will I. But Black Caviar putting her 16 for 16 record on the line in her 2012 debut.
Here comes the champion, and she's raced up and gone to the lead around the home turn now. Black Caviar put paid to Zeddy Knight, and then Doubtful Jack, but the crowd roaring for one of the greats of the world. Into the straight she comes, Black Caviar, opening up by 3 lengths. Zeddy Knight boxing on well, but here she is, 17 straight, the invincible one. Black Caviar won it by 3.
That's all for Rewind this week. Here's a look at what's coming up next week on HRTV.
Julio Canani, tell me about your horse's trip, Holiday Road.
My name is Turo Escalante.
And I'm Julio Canani.
Okay, we turn to Julio Canani to my right now. This is John Ortiz, who plays Julio Canani. Could you give us a quick Julioism?
I don't know what that jockey was doing, holding all the way back, and then I tell him to let go, and finally he let go. And he won. And I'm not very happy about it.
Well, Julio, what do you think? I think that's actually better than you. He plays Julio better than you play yourself.
Definitely